Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It is a beautiful day here in San Diego. It is nice and cool, nice and autumn weather or fall weather. And yeah, enjoying the middle of the week. Hope you are doing fine. This is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And allow me to change my glasses out. These are my reading glasses, and I can't see too well when I'm not reading with them. We've been talking about hope, and we started talking about this in the last video and what that means. Why do we need to have hope, and how does that work out in our lives? Have you ever heard about I can't even say it. Speleology. There it is. It's not a very common word, but it's the practice of exploring and studying caverns or caves. They say that when you enter a cave, sunlight will only cover a certain distance. The deeper you go, the less sunlight until it reaches complete darkness. And if you don't have a lamp, you won't see anything, of course. So imagine your life, that your life is it's like exploring a cave. Suddenly your lamp runs out. You can't see where you're going. Maybe there will be a very narrow space that will prevent you from walking. You'll become easily disoriented and get lost. And on top of that, there's unknown animals that can threaten you, like bats, poisonous spiders, and snakes. And you can be lost for days without food, without water. Then when the Bible speaks about hopelessness, it uses the image of darkness, because hopelessness can feel like being in the dark without knowing where you are, with no way out and alone. Darkness is a symbol of hopelessness. But hope is a light that ends with darkness. And when the hope that God gives enters, something happens. Look at what the prophet Isaiah said 750 years before the birth of Jesus. This is Isaiah 9, verse 2, and then I'm going to jump over to verse 6 and 7. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of the shadow of death, upon them a light has shined. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. So what Isaiah is saying is that one day a light will come that will put an end to the darkness. It will come through a child that will be born, and it will be a light for humanity. Isaiah is pointing forward to the birth of Jesus. And what's fascinating is that John speaks of the same thing over 750 years later. Several years after the birth of Jesus, he writes this, John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John says the light arrived, and that light that Isaiah spoke of is called Jesus. Jesus is a true hope for humanity. Jesus is the one in whom we can put our hope. He is a light to the darkness that brings hopelessness to this world. If you want to end hopelessness, then you need to find Jesus, because Jesus is true hope. There are two kinds of hope in this world. We can hope for, or we can hope in. In life, sometimes we hope for. We have all these things we hope for. It is part of our human nature to hope for something. I hope for a good job. I hope for a wife or husband. I hope for a house. I hope for to have this or that. But there's another type of hope. and that is to hope in someone. And that someone is reliable without fault. We need to stop waiting for and start waiting in Jesus. He will not disappoint us. He will always come through. He is a true hope that we can trust. He is the hope of the world. When you're hoping for something, you might be disappointed if you don't get it, if you don't get what you were hoping for. But when you place your hope in Jesus, you will not be disappointed because your life in him is secured. So who your hope is in will always be greater than what you're hoping for. So always remember, it's not hoping for, it's hoping in. All right, and I leave you with this today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and yeah, we will talk to you soon. Take care.